Hey, good evening, everybody. It's time for the TrickTrades video watch list for July 25th. I'm going to go over the shippers first and get these out of the way. TOPS, I'll be watching the shippers very closely on DRYS's recent reverse split. Something's just, it's very different about the shippers lately, and I find them very interesting. They should be played with caution only. If you look at the volume, I mean, you can scroll back. I mean, this is the most amount of volume Tops has had. Jesus, I mean, let's go back here. Ever, basically ever. So it's worth a watch when something is this strange. It's an incredible amount of volume. It's very strange. Okay, so definitely keep a watchful eye on that. DCIX is also a shipper. This is also has an incredible amount of volume. Not the most it's ever had, but regardless, this is incredible. This is a complete garbage piece of shit, is what this is. Regardless, just keep watching them. Okay, I think there's something big coming with these. It's just that I just feel like it's time. DRYS as well had a big red day. Intraday though, if you go to the intraday chart, earlier it presented a couple nice little opportunities to the upside on a squeeze, and then to hit it short and then nail it down. I missed it short because I really want nothing to do with these shippers on the short side. The only time I will is on basically the reverse split day, or if dries can get back up to this level, which we all know is going to be pretty fucking hard. Regardless, though, it's worth a watch. It's still an incredible amount of volume that has happened in the past couple of days, so it's worth a watch. Okay, now we'll get into the rest of the watch list. I'll just kind of go down the list. APRN, this is up on some bullshit news, a bullshit upgrade with a price target of 11, which basically puts the stock at all-time highs. I think what they're doing is trying to squeeze short. So I'm sure it has a really high percentage of the float being short. I couldn't find that information because it's a recent IPO. I even checked on shortsqueeze.com. I couldn't find any information on it. So this is definitely worth a watch. If this can get over 750 and start edging towards highs, and especially break high of today's high, this thing can really rip. Like, it started to short squeeze today, but then it finally relaxed. It kind of caught a top, and where supply and demand kind of met. And I don't think this squeeze is over. We'll see. I mean, it could very easily go lower from here, and I'll be there to short it down. I'll have no problem shorting this. But I really think the masses generally follow upgrades, especially when it comes to names like Goldman Sachs and all that jazz. I mean, people follow that shit. And they buy into it, right? I mean, this stock is not worth $11 a share. It's garbage. It's absolute garbage. So, anyways, that's what I'll be watching for that. WSTL. I alerted this one in chat today, and it actually held levels. I alerted it somewhere in the, it was just over. It was like right at 40 or something like that, and it gained another 15 cents on top, which is a fair bit for a $3 stock. I'm interested to see if this could go higher. Oh, sorry guys, it's been a long evening. I've been really busy. So I'll be watching this. I mean, it could very, 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 very easily come crashing down. It's had 3 green days in a row, and to have a fourth is pretty rare. So I'm not expecting big things. And just watch. I mean, it's low volume, but the volume profile is coming in, and we can get some decently high, not high volume days, but decent volume days where they're definitely playable. So definitely watch this. Q back, you take a look here. I mean, it tapped 10, right? It tapped that magic 10 mark, and that's kind of what I've been preaching about here over the past little bit. So let's remember Q back the next time after it tanks and starts bouncing its way back up. Once it starts curling, just long it. Just long it and take it for a swing. You're going to make a couple points off it easy. This seems to be a very predictable stock, and I hate the fact that I missed that because that was actually my plan on Quebec. So we'll see. Now, if it can break 10, the volume's going to come in on it, and it's going to get crazy. I don't expect it to break 10. I expect this to fade back somewhere in this area, back down to 5. And then whatever happens, happens. But that's what I'm watching on Quebec. I'm expecting a pullback. XGTI, I find something very odd about this stock. I don't know why the volume is what it is. I don't know why it's edging higher in these anticipation candles. These are usually a precursor to a really big day. So I think it's worth a watch, guys. I really do. It's starting to get into that level where it's really interesting, right? So if it can break this 3, this 3 mark, it could really rip. I'm expecting tomorrow. God, I apologize, guys. I can't stop yawning. I expect this to either rip or shit tomorrow. It's going to be one or the other. So definitely keep an eye on this. I'll be watching this one really heavily in the morning. No, what's this? I think I typed in the ticker wrong. I think it's IPWR. Yeah, IPWR. What I've noticed lately, and this could very easily just die off tomorrow, but I am noticing lately a trend where you have a nice big green day, you get that continuation, and it sells off and it traps shorts, right? So I'm expecting it, if it can kind of hold these levels where it closed at, right? And edge a little bit higher, it'll start knocking these shorts out that were late to the party and then squeeze up. If you look, I mean, the volume's pretty decent. It's the most it's had in a very long time. So, I mean, that's pretty bullish in my opinion. I'm trying to look at things a little bit differently. I find that I am way too short biased, and I've got to cut that shit out because we're missing out on a lot of really good opportunities. So I'm just trying to look at things a little bit differently. I'm trying to play tickers that not necessarily everyone's going to play. That's where I've made my money throughout the years, is not following the herd. I talked about this in chat earlier today, and it's time I get back to my roots because I've always done very well just kind of picking stocks that, there's eyes on it, but it doesn't have the whole market on it where it becomes crowded and a mess. I love that 1 million in volume. I love it. I find that they are the most predictable. They make sense. They make moves that are proper. That's what I'm looking for. That 1 to 2 million in volume. It's plenty of volume. Don't let anyone lie to you and say it's not. It is. It's lots. It's more than enough fucking volume, guys. Because all we're looking for is that morning move and then that late day move. That's where all the volume is. You're basically getting all of those shares right in that time. It's plenty of volume. So like I said, that's what I've noticed. They kind of have that day 2 continuation, and then it sells off, and then it traps shorts, and then if it can kind of break like hold where it closed at, and just edge up a little bit higher, it starts squeezing off a little bit. It doesn't have a high percentage of the float short, but these numbers don't necessarily mean anything. That's I just think that, yeah, we'll watch. I'm just curious. A lot of this on my watch list for tonight is just out of pure curiosity. I'm trying to track some things right now. So I'm just picking some tickers that I'm interested in that are just a little different, there's something a little odd about them or interesting. So don't be afraid to experiment in the markets, guys. I mean, that's where people really make their money. Don't be a part of the herd. Don't follow the herd. Don't be a sheep. Think for yourself, and you will do just fine. So on that note, I will leave you guys this evening on those thoughts. So have a good evening, and I will see you tomorrow.